Hey guys, I know the lighting's bad and I apologize, but this should be a pretty quick video. So I've got it all set up here. This is our system. It's powered exclusively by Raspberry Pis. One of them right now is off just because of the power adapter I got and the USB cable didn't work actually. I had to RMA it. But I'll give you a quick rundown here. So we've got our Helios server here. This server is what controls basically it interfaces with the public, so it's the only one that is connected to the public internet. And of course, this is secured using two-factor authentication. It has artillery on it, Project Artillery, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's a very, very secure system. It complies with PCI DSS standards, actually beyond PCI DSS standards. It's just a Raspberry Pi Model B, but it's yeah, there's a lot of software on it. This is what our guys will actually SSH into and submit orders and withdrawals and deposits and stuff like that. There is no coin on this at all. There's no coin on any of these machines. That's a security reason. It's just that this will put in orders, and in order for coin to actually be gone through, it's using multi-signature trends or signature transactions that I actually have to physically look at and approve before they go through. So all of our coin is very secure. This right now is our cold storage, or part of our cold storage system. I'm not going to go into our cold storage system because it is proprietary and secret. This system right here is our it's called this is our Cerberus, Cerberus server. This is running an intrusion detection system, as well as an intrusion detection system, a packet sniffer and logger, and a couple other security tools that basically just scans the network. And OpenVAS, which is actually based off of Nessus, which does a nightly security scan on all of the systems to make sure that they comply with our security standards. Then we have our Hermes system. That's the Zeus server. This is our Hermes system. This is the system that actually holds accounts, or it doesn't hold accounts, but it interfaces with the next server with the accounts. It runs our trading software, as well as our order entering software and account editing as well. This is Apollo. This is the Raspberry Pi Model B. The rest of these are B pluses, but this is Apollo. As you can see, you've got a wire coming off here, and that is connected to that USB hub with a what do you call it? Apricorn GS Bio, which requires my fingerprint and only my fingerprint to unlock. Oh, it booted up there. And that's actually shared through NFS to this system. So these two systems talk to each other all the time and share file systems. And so the Apollo system holds the accounts, account data, account numbers. It holds the ledger for everyone. It holds our ledger. It holds it's basically just a database of a bunch of other stuff. And then, of course, we've got our switch. I chose all red 3-foot patch cables to come around here and split into all of these ones, just so I can distinguish public versus private. Then I've got our main or secondary router, and that goes to the switch over there. and then that switch goes to another router, which then goes to internet. So there's two networks, and they both talk to each other, but this network is blocking all incoming SSH connections. So this is attached to one router through the switch and the in-wall wiring, and then these are all connected to that switch, which that switch is connected to that router, and it does not accept incoming SSH connections from any other, from anything outside of this internal network, which is 192.168.1.0. No, .0.0, sorry. The other one is 192.168.1.254 or 255. I can't remember. One of the two. So yeah, that's pretty much our system. Then as for power, I'm still doing a little bit of cable management and cable routing, but we've got all of our adapters here going into a power bar, which then goes into the wall, and all the USB cables, which is something right here, which come up here, and they're all zip tied together. And yeah, so that's pretty much the system. And then over here, excuse the mess, we've got a workstation there, which is connected to the internal network here, and is able to interface with all of these systems to control them. It's basically a workstation, or terminal station, I guess you could call it. So yeah, that is pretty much what we're using these new Raspberry Pis for. They're quite awesome. I really, really like them. They haven't really given me any issues. Another thing that I read online, which is really interesting, is I'm using, for the storage systems inside these, I'm using these are just the adapters, but Kingston, let's see if it'll focus. Come on. No. Darn it. The Kingston Class 4 8GB micro SD cards, and it said online that it didn't even recognize Raspbian and it wouldn't boot. These, I did have to repartition them as FAT32, but after that, all I did was install Raspbian, put them in, and they worked fine. I didn't get any kernel panic, like it said that it would happen, or anything like that. It just worked flawlessly, pretty much. So that was a little bit strange. I do plan on changing something here. I did order from Element 14 or Network 14, Element 14. Yeah, Element 14 or whatever. A bunch of 1-inch brass standoffs. So they're like PCB standoffs that you'd find on a computer for your motherboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a bottom on legs, and then stack them on top of each other. So it's one unit of Raspberry Pis, instead of having, which then I can either lay on its side, or which I actually might do, or stand straight up, and then I'll be able to also stick heat sinks on each one of the chips, and especially this one, because this one's off, so that's why I'm touching it. The chips, and then heat sinks, and mount a fan to blow like a 120 millimeter like Noctua or something really quiet, and to blow air through it, and then just hook it onto the 5 volt or 12 volt or one of the GPIO pins, and see if I can get it to power up the fan. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to email or message me on here. And thank you for watching.